Hi everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Smackdown. Tony Schiavone, here with Michael Cole and with Corey Graves. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to see Holy Fellow Nicholas, Father Yule, Santa Claus, because we're getting into only so many days left until Yule, which is the birth of Jesus, Son of God, Tony Schiavone says. That's right, Michael Cole says. We're going to see Holy Fellow Nicholas, Father Yule, Santa Claus, whatever you want to call him, Michael Cole says. He's the one that, makes everyone happy, keeps the happiness and glee of Jesus' birthday Yule alive, Michael Cole says. And don't forget, Corey Graves says, that when we do Christmas Chaos or Yule Madness, we're going to have Jesus be the greeter, since it will be his birthday, or at least a holy day set aside to honor his birth. Corey Graves said, so we will, have that. But now we're going to have got Santa Claus, or Father Yule, or Holy Fellow Nicholas, Corey Graves says. And I hope he doesn't give me cold this year. Are you talking about the fleets? Like the fleet Blackstone that some folks make around Yule time? And some folks put it in your stocking. They thought it would be funny. But then sadly it doesn't taste well, Tony Schiavone says. I guess not, Michael Cole says. I wouldn't know. I know when I was younger, my mother and father would play this stunt on me, and they'd give me the fleet Blackstone. Well, ho ho ho, happy Yule. It is I, Father Yule, or Holy Fellow Nicholas, or Santa Claus. And I know that sooner or later, well, the 24th, that comes up on Sunday, Yule Eve, becomes the most busiest evening, night, and early morning of my life, where I fly around the whole world in one night. Well, from North Vinland, South Vinland, Dark Land, Even Land, the East, even the East, Southeast Islands. Not Frozen Land, because there's not really anyone living in Frozen Land. So, yeah. Anyway, and some folks might say, well, how can you fly around the world in one night? And one evening, one night, and one morning? Well, God and Jesus gave me that might to do that. You see, God so loved and so forgave this world for its sins and its misdeeds. He gave us a gift that no one could ever give anyone else. God gave us his only Son, Jesus, who was the King of all, the kings of kings, the Kaiser of Kaiser, the Lord of lords. He was the right hand of God, the Son of God, the kingly of rest, the teacher, the healer, and the freer. And Jesus did so wonderful things in the behalf of his Father, healing the sick, the wounded, and the handicapped, befriending those who were friendless, standing up when he fought something, standing up for what he thought was right. Also, befriending and seeing good in folks, even though they were sinners themselves, but seeing good in folks that the rest of the world need be not see any good in. And one of the things that Jesus did was he yielded up that sinless, holy, that sinless, flawless, holy life that no man or woman could ever live. And he yielded that up to take on the sins for all the beatings, to atone for the sins through his death and his through his beatings and his blood. But through all of that, God loved and forgave mankind so much for their sins and misdeeds that God was willing to have all those sins atoned for once and for all through his Son. And through God and through Jesus, we now have that stead in heaven. And we will always be thankful for what God did and what Jesus did too, what they both did. Well, that's just my word. And hey, it's Trini Kwan. Yeah, well, I just want to say that, I wasn't around for any of the Yule gatherings on the Mite Keepers. But I just want to say, Santa Claus, Father Yule, Holy Fellow Nicholas, you doing a great thing. Always making folks happy and glee for Yule. Keeping the happiness and the glee of Jesus' birthday alive. Well, Trini, aren't you a Buddhist? Well, this show player who played me, Tree Tang, she was a Buddhist. She was from the Buddhist worship, if you can call Buddhism a worship or not. But I'm Christendom. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And I just want to say thank you. So, well, you're welcome. Well, thank you. In the behalf of me, the first mighty shifting yellow keeper, in the behalf of me, Father Yule, we want to wish you both a happy Yule to all you folks out there. Well, there goes Santa Claus. He got his word out, and now I think Trini Kwan's got something to say. I have been in a toy wrestling gathering since, I'm going to say, 2010 YL or something like that. And for most of the time, the only matches I was ever in was when the Shield beat me up and me and Randy Savage had to go fight them. Or for all my times in the toy wrestling gathering, mostly I was doing play-by-play work, either on Raw or Smackdown, NXT at the time, Impact, Dynamite, and Rampage and Collision mornings and things yet. But sadly, there is this one creep, that started shit with me. And I just hope that I don't gotta deal with him anymore. Well, Trini Kwan, it looks like I got some bad news for you. You gotta deal with me again, Austin Theory says. And Hasbro kind of made it so hard to put your head on. Yeah, Hasbro made it hard for me to have my head put on. Smooth to take the head shield off, hard to put the head on. But this time, I'm not that small 9 between 94 YL Bandai, Mite Keeper doll. I'm the Hasbro Mite Keeper doll. And what's the big unlikeness between the two? The big unlikeness is that this time, I'm gonna beat you. That's the big unlikeness, Austin Theory. You couldn't stand being scathed. So that's where all of our fights came from. Well, here comes Ecliptor now. Ecliptor right behind Austin Theory. Oh! Austin Theory like, oh, fuck. Alright, I can't stand up in this ring. Alright. So, Astronomer says, this is what I think we should do. Since Trini Kwan and Austin Theory are also offshooting from what happened earlier, like 2 months ago, when you both started fighting around the 10th month. So what I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to have it called a Wonder on 34 on the Wonder on 34th Street match which was taken from the film of the same name. You know, and no, we're not having Father Yule go on Seek, have a hearing go on Seek to show if he is or is not Father Yule or not. You know. So here's the way I'm thinking. Astronema says Trini Kwan fighting Austin Theory here today on Friday Night Smackdown, and it happens now. Astronema says. Astronema goes. And Eclipter says, my name is Eclipter for about 39 years. Dwayne has, for 39 years, that name has been said wrong. So don't even get me started on that. And you, Austin Theory, I don't know what your bind is, but I know Trini Kwan, which I have never met until now, is skilled enough to beat the likes of you. Eclipter goes, so let's go. Alright, Astronema says, get the Fight Lord in the ring, or the Fight Keeper in the ring. We got a match now. Oh, well, you know what? Corey Graves says, how can they do that? I mean, that's sad. How dare Astronema come out here and make Austin Theory fight Trini Kwan here today on Friday Night Smackdown? You know? Well, you know, Tony Schiavone said Austin Theory came out and started shit with Trini Kwan after she was done being with Santa Claus, Tony Schiavone says. So, you're going to say it's alright for Austin Theory to come out and be a creep, but it's not right for Trini Kwan to stand up for herself, Tony Schiavone said. Or that it's wrong for Astronema or Corone to make the match, Michael Cole says. She is the matchmaker, you know, and also the overseer of leadership here in the toy wrestling gathering, Michael Cole says. Oh, so now we're offshooting from TNAW's rank that they brought back. I know Astronema's the nearest thing we have to Adam Pearce and Nick Emberis and Shawn Michaels and Santino Marella. Wait a minute. Trini Kwan just knocked down Austin Theory. The fight overling, or the matchkeeper, fell down on him. Yeah, because he don't have to stand up in the ring. And he just fell down again, Tony Schiavone says. Well, Michael Cole says wakefulness has been a lot of foes to many dolls, and many dolls have fallen in the ring and out of the ring over the 30 long years of the toy wrestling gathering, Michael Cole says. And what's she going to do now? Tony Schiavone says, you're going to come up in the top steeple and do what Randy Savage did? Yeah, because she's offshooting from Randy Savage because she thinks she's so cool. She's a Randy Savage knockoff. Or a Randy Savage wannabe, Corey Graves says. And you can do a drinking game every time one time someone falls down in a ring or out of ring, Corey Graves says. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, Trini Kwan. And Trini Kwan helps the Fight Lord up, who's fell down sundry time. Theory fell down Austin Theory again. You know. And now Trini Kwan is now gotten out of the ring now, and Austin Theory's got something to say. You know what? Trini Kwan, you only beat a downtown. I'm sick of you falling out. I'm sick of you always falling down on me. Well, Austin Theory is not happy, Tony Schiavone says, from what happened, Trini Kwan beating him here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Yeah, she did. Trini Kwan only didn't have as many matches and fights here in the TWF, Tony. But at the end of the day, Trini Kwan beat Austin Theory. That makes them even now. You know. That just makes them. That makes them even now. Tony Schiavone. That makes them even now. All right. That just makes them even now. Trini Kwan beat Austin Fury once. Austin Fury beat her once. Now they're going to have one more match, Michael Cole said, to be even between the two of them. And someone can't make up their mind, Corey Graves says, to have the light on or not. If the light in the room is good enough or not, Corey Graves says. Which it probably is not good enough. There you go again, Corey Graves says. I'm telling you right now, Austin Theory, is going to beat Trini Kwan again. He's going to beat the first mighty shifting, Yellow Keeper again, if he ever gets his hands on her. Well, I can tell you one thing right now, Tony Schiavone says. We got Gorilla Monsoon, and he's going to be talking with Trini Kwan. Yeah, Michael Cole says we're going to have Gorilla Monsoon now here. Alright, thank you, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. I'm going to be talking with Trini Kwan, the first mighty shifting Yellow Keeper, from 9 between 93 YL till 9 between 94 YL. From 9 between 93 YL until 2022 YL. Well, Trini Kwan, a lot of folks would think that you died and mighty shifting mic keepers once and forever. Oh, on the show myself died. But you can see, Gorilla Monsoon, I'm still alive. Well, I know, Trini Kwan, you had dealings with bullies in your life. You had dealings with Farkas Bachweiler and Eugene Skolovich at one time. Yes, I did. But you see, unlike them, they grew up and they stopped bullying folks. Anyway, the way I look at it, Trini Kwan says, I scathed Austin Theory once for how he behaved, his mindset, his stand, his behavior. He couldn't handle it. And then we started fighting each other, oh my God, back in the 10th month. So, Trini Kwan, do you think that you and Austin Theory, the bond between each other is over? No, Gorilla Monsoon, I don't think so. I think it's still going on, sadly. If Austin Theory wants to start it, then the other one's going to end it. Alright, that's my talk with Trini Kwan. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Trini Kwan here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And it's all the time we have here. Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves. We hope you liked Friday Night Smackdown. And we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Ram Through. And there's Trini Kwan there again. Oh, Austin Theory just gave her the A downtown. Fuck. Do it again. A downtown. Yeah. This isn't over, Trini. Not over from a long shot.